Hello, welcome back to 10 at 10. My name is Michael Ramage. I'm the director of the Cyber Education Research Center here at Murray State University, and welcome back to 10 at 10. 10 at 10 is brought to you through a partnership between Murray State University, Grow West, the Technology Council of West Kentucky, KY Innovation, and our local partner, Sprocket Innovation in Paducah and the Kentucky Innovation Station in Madisonville. So this week we are looking at the top stories in the news, and there's a lot of cybersecurity things happening in the news. I've picked, what have I picked? I have 6 stories that we'll try to get through, and we'll see how far we get. Again, I don't pick the ones that necessarily are the biggest news headline grabbers, but I'm trying to pick stories as we talk about news of the week or over the last week or so. I guess I'll say I'm trying to pick stories that are relevant and can apply to you and to your organization. So that's where I'm picking. So let's just dive into it. First one, there has been a story that has shared. This was published 2 days ago, Q2 of this year, and it's looking at the threat landscape report. And I'll just let the headline speak for itself. All roads lead to supply chain infiltrations. What does that mean? So the story goes into what's the, kind of the trends of the quarter. And when you're looking at the trends of the quarter, this is something that we've talked about. This is not new to the Q2 2023, but we are really vulnerable in our supply chain. We trust our vendors. What the analysis in this article looks at is that that's a mistake. And there's a lot of infiltrations. There's a lot of breaches. There's a lot of attacks that are coming at us through our vendors. You can go back, I don't know what it was, 10 years ago when the Target breach happened. We've talked about that before. The Target breach was not an attack on Target directly. It was an attack on the HVAC system who was trusted by Target. And ultimately that was an attack on Target. We have to have vendors. I don't know any organization that can do it all themselves. It may be an insignificant vendor relationship that's just, buying toilet paper. It could be something insignificant like that, or it could be a critical component of the business offering that you have that you are relying on vendors. Either way, wherever you fall in that, vendors are valuable, vendors are important, vendors are a risk. We have to manage them as a risk. So just keep that in mind. All right. Next. Let me get back up here to the top. Security intelligence. This was also from a couple of days ago. Securing critical infrastructure with the carrot and stick. It starts off by talking about that cybersecurity used to be a topic that we just kind of talked about. Now, with the number of breaches that are happening, and this is talking about critical infrastructure. Critical infrastructure includes dams, like electricity, water. There's 16 sectors that they consider critical infrastructure. But there has been encouragement about taking the proactive steps of implementing controls. There's been encouragement about reporting attacks and reporting breaches. And frankly, it's not getting us to the point where we need to be. So the whole point of this article is be ready for the stick. The carrot has not worked. Incentives, encouragement has not worked. So we're going to have to drop back, and there's a very good chance that we're going to start using the stick as a nation to really organize critical infrastructure or secure critical infrastructure. And I use this article because this is our businesses. These are our organizations. We could say the same thing about most of our security policies, that we have the carrot and we have to have the stick sometimes as well. I've talked with a lot of businesses over the last few months about how they're implementing organizational wide governance. And encouragement only goes so far. It's got to also be the stick if you're not getting to the point that you need to be, because this is talking about regulation with critical infrastructure. We're going to talk about some other areas in a minute, but we're also just know this is coming for your organization as well. All right. Bleeping Computer reported 2.6 million Duolingo users released on Hacking Forum. So Duolingo, which is a tool that helps you to learn another language, from all everything I've read in the past or heard about Duolingo, it works pretty well. It does what it says it does. 74 million monthly users worldwide. That's a lot of users. 2.6 million of those users have been leaked, and that information has been shared on a hacking forum. What does that mean for you? 74 million is a lot of people, but you may not be one of those 74 million. You may not be one of those 2.6 million. That's fine. But use this as an example. You're creating a username and password. Duolingo got breached. So if you're using the same password on Duolingo, which is an insignificant, you're thinking, who cares if they break into my Duolingo account? All they're going to know is how far or how fluent I am in Spanish. But if you're using that same password for your bank or for your email or for something more important, that password has just been shared on a hacking forum. So you're now at risk. Don't reuse passwords. You've heard me say it 100 times. I liked this article. This was published on the 22nd. When leadership styles of security risk. A lot of you are leaders of your organization that watches this. A lot of you are tech, but there's a lot of industry or organizational leaders that watch this, these 10 at 10 episodes. You're the example. How you make decisions, how you manage risk, how you're implementing and following up on the security governance. Do you have strong passwords? Do you always follow the policies and follow the standard? Are you setting the standard? If not, that could put your organization at risk. How you make decisions, your there's a lot, your tone that you're setting. There's a lot of things that you're doing, whether you realize it or not, that is putting your organization at risk or making your organization more safe. Make sure that you're the one that's making your organization more safe. All right. Quickly, U.S. federal agencies told to pick up their pace on cybersecurity after failure to comply with executive order. This was put out on the 21st. And just let me say about this one. The White House has put out a strategy earlier in the year. They put out some executive orders earlier this year, some last year. All of these things, cybersecurity regulation is coming. If your industry hasn't seen it yet, through FERPA or HIPAA or whatever privacy regulation, cybersecurity compliance is going to be required for most organizations. So just be ready for it. This is specifically talking about reporting cyber incidents and two-factor authentication. If your organization is not using two-factor authentication, do it now. You're not getting cybersecurity insurance. If you have cyber insurance or you think you have it, but you're not doing two-factor authentication, if you get a data breach or ransomware, there's a very good chance that your insurance company is not going to cover you, because that's a baseline item that there is that's in most policies now. So make sure that you're doing that. And finally, I'm going to end with maybe a scary one. This is out of the UK. This isn't home or isn't here in the US, but I would guess this ranking is going to be pretty similar. The question was percentage of respondents that have experienced a cyber attack. 3/4 of education sector respondents said they have had a cyber attack. 68% arts, entertainment, recreation. Let me go down there. Healthcare, 52%. 52% of healthcare and social care providers that responded to this have been a victim of a cyber attack. Does that mean ransomware? Does that mean their whole database got breached? No, it doesn't mean any of that. But my point is, if you look at this, again, I always say it, either you've been a victim or you will be a victim. Be prepared that you have your incident response plan in place. Be prepared that you are ready to respond in a way that's going to minimize the impact of that data breach, of that cyber attack, not necessarily data breach. Those are two different things, but that you can minimize the impact of that cyber attack. It's really important that you do that. I hope you found these headlines interesting. I hope there's something that you can take out of each of them. I will try to share the links after we post the post everything. Try to share that link. So I'll go back and edit the description after we post the video to try to add those links for you. Anyway, hope you found it interesting. Come back next week. We went way long this week. Sorry about that. Come back next week and join us for 10 at 10. Thank you. Bye.